Hi, welcome to class. This is Candlelight Restorative, and it's 30-minute class, and I want you to follow along with me the best you can, and you're welcome to improvise if you'd like to. Just keep yourself safe, keep yourself comfortable. The point of this class is to relax and to feel our body more and get in touch with like who we are so that we can live our lives at whatever stage of life we're in. We can live our lives as happy as possible and help others when needed, and just in general, be in a good place with our life. So from here, I'm sitting, and if you have some blankets or something, sit up on them. I'm kind of at an angle just so that I don't have to move too much, around the space. So I'm not like front on with you right now, but sit with your legs crossed, and then go ahead and touch your shoulders and draw your shoulders back. Even though they may be already drawn back, draw them back so that your shoulders align with like the back of your waist. And when you do this, you kind of feel like you're pushing your chest out, but actually it's really just your chest is open because we tend to be kind of closed and we kind of drop. So you're sitting tall and you're drawing your shoulders back and feel your chest open, and then just let your hands rest on your legs somewhere, palms down. And then you could look eye level in front of you, and then close your eyes. The only reason I want you to look forward is just to see what it's like when you're sitting upright, and then close your eyes either all the way or a little bit. And then be aware of the outline shape of your body. So you're sitting here as the beginning of class. Be aware of the outline shape of you. Drop your chin a little bit and lift your chest. And then relax your arms and relax your legs. So all four limbs like relax. They're very still. Let yourself feel what it's like to be here right now at this moment in time. And then be aware of your breath. Just notice that you're breathing, you're taking the inhalation, then you're exhaling, taking the exhalation. And when you're ready, I want you to inhale through your nose kind of deeply, and then exhale out your mouth with a ha or with some kind of sound. So your mouth is open as you exhale. So you can join me and do it with me or just in your own pace. Just inhaling and exhaling in your own time and feeling what it's like, especially on the exhalation, because the exhalation is an opportunity to relax and let go. Really, every exhalation in our life is a way that like we release, we took in the inhalation and then we let go on the exhalation. And then just 2 more like this. And whenever you're done, you can just breathe regularly where you are. When you're ready, let your left ear drop over to your left shoulder, but lift your chest when you do this, and relax your arms and your legs. And then when you're ready, whenever that is, be aware of your inhalation and let the inhalation pick your head up back to center. And then when you're in the center, you exhale. And when you're ready, whenever that is, you drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Make sure your shoulders stay relaxed and that your chest is lifting, but your head's dropping. It's not really possible to have your ear touch your shoulder, but act as if you could touch it. And also be aware of the movement of your breath. And when you're ready, inhale and let your head come back up to center. So it's like the inhalation moves you, and then the exhalation comes, and you just keep breathing freely. And then if your eyes are all the way closed, you can open them and then stretch your legs out in front of you where you are. Stretch your legs, and you can bounce them a little bit up and down. It's like super easy. And then come laying down on your back, but with your legs bent. So if you're sitting on something, just move it out of the way. Or you can put, if you need something on your head, like a little blanket as a pillow, go ahead. But I'm just going to show you from here. It's very simple. It feels really comfortable. And then what's great about restorative yoga is that it's like you're not going to sleep. Like you don't have to go to bed. You don't have to go to sleep, but you could like totally relax and be like in a different frame of mind. And also your body gets to experience, your life differently. You're awake, but at ease. So you have bent legs and the feet are slightly apart, and just let your legs drop over to one side. So make sure your shoulders are on the floor. So if your legs are dropping over to the right, you have to make sure your left shoulder is kind of pressing into the floor because you're twisting a little. Then when you're ready, let the legs come back up to the position where your feet are on the floor, legs are bent. And then you drop the legs over to the left and keep the right shoulder pushing down. I mean, if the legs are going left, it's the right shoulder. And then I do want you to work on your own. You don't have to be with me, but from this point, I want you to inhale and lift your legs up. And then exhale, you drop your legs over to the other side. And then you inhale the legs up and exhale the other side. If you feel like you want to go super slow, like slower than one part of the breath with each movement, you can exhale your legs to one side and then take a breath. And then when you're ready on an inhalation, you bring them up to the center. I hope that's clear. I just want you to know that, I don't want you to rush your breath. If your body right now for this practice feels like it wants to be super slow and it doesn't want to breathe a lot or whatever's going on with you. But the idea is that your inhalation is lifting the legs and your exhalation is releasing the leg over to one side. So just a few more of these, even though I was talking the whole time, I hope you're moving and just keep moving from one side to the other as you're breathing. And then just to finish this up, let your legs drop to the opposite side of where you first started. And then bring your legs back up to the center. Your feet are on the floor, let your feet be wide, maybe touching the edges of your mat if you have a mat, and let your knees touch in. So the feet are wide and the knees are touching in, and then take your hands to your belly. And your eyes can be open or closed right now. It's not great to look up at the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. You want to have your eyes, dropping down, looking towards the cheeks, or all the way closed. And then your hands are on your belly, and just for a short time, I want you to notice when you inhale that your belly lifts, and of course you can feel your hands lifting and you can feel your belly touching the palms. And when you exhale, let your low back drop to the floor, your belly draw in. So just breathing with awareness is what this is really. Breathing with awareness and allowing your shoulders to relax as you breathe, and your arms and legs to relax. And let the flow of your breath move your belly and that lower portion of your torso. And then maybe like one more breath like this, or maybe two. And when you're done, whatever that is, then draw your legs in towards your chest, and you can hold on to your shins, or touch your shin. Or you could take your hands behind your knees, either place. And then you have two choices right now. You could rock back and forth like this. Like that's really nice, feels good. But if that's too much for you for any reason, because you really want it to be super restorative, just roll over to one side. Either you're rolling over to one side or you're rolling a few times on your spine and then coming all the way up. Because the point is that you're coming all the way up. So, I do want to say that today for this class, I set myself up at a wall because I wanted to use the wall. So you don't have to be there right yet, but think about if there's a space where you can use a wall. If you happen to be in a bedroom or something, you could use the bed will be fine. It's just to put your legs up at one point. So here I have my mat and I put my blanket over it just to make it like super cozy. So you can do that if you want or not. And then I want you, if you have a block, if you don't have a block, you need to take some pillows or something to support your head. But if you have a block, you put it on the highest height. And then what this is downward dog. So I just want you to lift up into downward dog, but I want you today to rest your head on a block if you have it, because it tends to be a good height. But if you don't have a block, try to think of something you have there so that your head can have some support. Right, your head has some support. But I do want you to work in the pose like you normally do in downward dog, which means that your arms are straight, your legs are straight, you can pull your fingers apart and Your palms are spread, so the palms and fingers are on the ground, long arms, long legs, and then you're resting your head, even kind of leaning your head into the prop. And as you're here, you may feel that your eyes soften. That would be really nice. I hope that happens for you, that even though you're working your arms and legs to stay in the position of downward dog, you're resting your head, and then your eyes are kind of, they're kind of drooping. You don't want to look so hard because you're beginning to relax more, even though you're being active. So stay a little bit longer. Notice your thighs. Kind of engage the thigh muscles by lifting your kneecaps and turning your thighs inward a little. So thighs rotate in. Press your hands into the floor more, so your arms even straighten more. And then again, rest your head. So like kind of drop your head into the prop that you're touching. Breathe normally. And then as you're ready, slowly bend your legs. Actually have to use some abdominal muscles and body muscles all over the place in the body. Slowly, 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 eventually bring your knees to the floor. And then take child's pose, sit back on your heels. But I do want you actually to have your head a little up. So you could lower the block and rest your head on the block on a lower height. Or if the block's too hard, my block is made of wood. Wood is actually kind of soft, but it feels a little too hard on my skin tonight. So you can cover if you have a block that's too hard, cover it with something. I want you to have your head lifted off the floor, but you're sitting back on your heels in child's pose. And then I would like you to relax as much as you can. Just relax and let go. Be totally at ease as much as you can. And then just slide your hands on the floor so they come by your knees. So your hands are like facing down, now they're near your knees. Push your hands into the floor, and that will help you come all the way up upright. And if as long as it's comfortable, sit up on your heels, which is Virasana. Just sit here for a moment, thighs all the way together. Get your shoulders over your pelvis like before. So it's normal, like we're sitting, we're kind of shoulders over the pelvis, but if you take your hands to your shoulders and draw them back, it'll help you lift and open your chest more. Then you have good posture. Okay, so keep your palms on your legs, and you can close your eyes for a moment, or a few moments here. Please be aware of your breathing, but not overly aware, just a little bit for your mind to concentrate on something. Let it notice that you're inhaling and exhaling. And then also relax your facial muscles. So the best way to do that I know how is just to be aware with your mind's attention of your face and just soften a little. If you have a little smile and the lip area, then that actually relaxes the muscles. But you can also feel and relax and release the muscles of your face, and you can feel what happens. You can tell there's a softness. And from here, go ahead and open your eyes all the way, and I want you to grab a bolster and so grab them over here. But also I want to say that if those of you that are watching, I don't know if you don't have a bolster, like the couch cushions are really good. I just want you to have like firm pillows or firm padding so that you can get support. So I'm just going to turn like this so you can see the bolster. And then I want you, it's a little better you're able to extend, you can do a forward bend, and you're able to extend a little more easily if you're sitting up on some blankets. You could even sit on more than this. I'm just going to sit on this amount. And then you stretch your legs out in front of you, like a V shape. And so if you're on a mat, the feet would be wider than your mat. And then pull like a bundle of pillows or blankets or this bolster. If you have blocks, you can put the bolster underneath, or you can put the block under the bolster, then you have more height. There's lots of things. Basically, you just want to build a little height in front of you so that you can just bend forward and over and rest. It's ideal if you could have your legs straight and also have the torso long. If you need to bend your legs or change your leg position because your body won't allow you to have straight legs like this and then fold forward, just adjust. And then also if you want like something for your head, let me show you this. If you have this for your head, then you can just be this way, you have to be on your cheek. So coming to your position, or maybe you're already there, the most important thing in like this restorative practice, when you're doing a seated forward bend, is that you're feeling that the front of your body is taking some support. You're leaning forward and you're resting down and you're letting the torso fall into the prop that you're using. If you have to bend your legs, you have a different leg position, that's not as important as leaning forward and resting, closing your eyes, softening your shoulders and your arms, and just being here in this position. So if your head's turned to one side, I'll say in a few moments when to turn your head the other way so you get an even kind of even stretch on the neck and shoulders. So right now, be where you are. If you're not yet comfortable, make sure you're comfortable. Also want to point out, maybe I just one thing, feel something like that. Let your forehead relax and your facial muscles. Relax your arms. If your legs are straight, let them be a bit active, not like your maximum straight leg position, but a little active. Breathing easily and relaxing and letting go. And then if your head is turned to one side, means you're not on your forehead, take your time and turn your head the other way. To begin to come out of this, adjust your arms and your hands so the hands can be probably near their knees or near the thighs. Push the floor with your hands using some arm muscles to lift yourself up. I just want your hands to be someplace where you can use your arms as leverage to help lift you so it's not strenuous for you. And then you don't need to look around too much. Just either listen to what I'm saying, or if you need to peek over, go ahead and peek over. I want you to do a spinal twist. So sitting on some elevation, I want you to sweep your legs over to one side. So if you are sitting up on your elevation and you sweep your legs over to the left, and the legs are just folded, just somewhere way comfortable, nothing super formal. Right hand behind you, the left hand on the inner left leg, and turn and twist from right to left. So this is Bharadvajasana in Sanskrit, this seated spinal twist with the legs bent. I want you to have your legs comfortable and lift your chest, and then use your, if you're turning to the right, use your left arm to kind of push into the left leg so you can turn more deeply. Make sure the lower torso is turning, then the middle torso, then your upper torso and your head and neck. And then take your time, slowly come out. You don't have to have your eyes even all the way open. Stretch your legs out in front from your, the spot where you are when you're sitting on your prop. Then sweep your legs over to the other side. Left hand behind you, the right hand on the right thigh if you're doing the same size as me. Lift the chest. Make sure your chest is really lifting. Even draw your upper arms back and turn and twist from right to left. So as you're sitting tall and turning to one side, then note that your lower torso is turning, and then the middle torso, then the upper part of your torso, the shoulders, and the neck and head. So you're already turning, but then you focus on the lower, middle, and upper part of your trunk that needs to turn. Then your head gets to turn as much as possible, but don't strain your face, like keep your facial muscles soft. Turn your head all the way. And then as you're ready, it doesn't have to be right away, come back around and stretch your legs out in front. All right, so from here, take your time, but I would like you to come and put your legs up a wall. This is the wall that I'm gonna use, but you could also use, you could also use a chair. So if you go legs up the wall, go right into it. I was gonna just show tonight, just laying flat on the floor, but if you know with your on a bolster, you could do that. But if you don't have a wall in the space where you are, take your legs up over like a chair, or maybe the bed sometimes works. I know a lot of you are in your bedrooms. Okay, so this, it could look like this, flat on the floor, or otherwise it's the legs up the wall. And so I do want you in the position that you're in to feel the parts of your body that are on the floor. And that the parts of your body that are on the floor, they're kind of sinking down into the floor. Or they're, another way that I could explain to you is that I want you to feel very solid on the floor. That you're actually not gonna move into the, the carpet or wherever you are, with the grass if you're outside, that you're just very solid on the ground that's beneath you. Similar to when we were doing a forward bend where I really wanted you to feel the front of your body taking the support. Now it's the back of the body. And if you're at a wall with your legs straight, like what I'm doing right now, I want you to have your buttocks touching the wall if you can. Let the buttocks all the way touch the wall. And then for everyone, turn your arms so your palms are face up. And then you can close your eyes all the way, if you'd like. And then I'd like you to be very, very still. Allow yourself to relax and be very, very still. Awake and relaxed, quiet and still. And let your inhalation be very smooth, and then your exhalation very smooth. Soft, smooth, easy inhalation, and soft, smooth, easy exhalation. If your legs are up the wall or you're at the wall position, bend your legs and let your knees fall outside the body. If you're using a chair or something like that where your legs are all the way straight, that you can bring your legs more into your chest, see how that is. Or you can play around, maybe the outside will work. It kind of depends how you are with the, with whatever prop you're using. It's a little different than the wall, maybe. I mean, it's a little different than the wall. And so then from here, roll over to one side. You can choose whichever side you want. And rest on your side. And then when you're ready, use your arms to help you come all the way up. And then I do want you to come into sitting here, now sitting upright. If you feel like from that position that you were just in, and now you've come up to sitting, you feel like, gosh, I actually just want to lay down flat, then just lay down flat. But otherwise, I'm going to have you up. I'm going to sit on this bolster, get in position. I do want you to come sitting upright. And for the final few minutes that we have, we'll do my sitting meditation. But you're completely, and I encourage you to lay flat if that feels like the better positioning and focus for you to do right now. So however you are, relax the shoulders, close your eyes, and observe yourself at this moment in your position, being very still and very quiet. And with a gentle focus, so I don't want you to focus hard with your mind, but with a gentle focus, I want you to recognize that you're inhaling and then exhaling. And that's already happening. You're just noticing it. You're already breathing. You're noticing the inhalation and the exhalation as it comes, or as each part comes. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to add a mantra, a sound that you'll say internally to yourself, you can add it. And when you inhale, you can say to yourself, Om. And when you exhale, you can say to yourself, hum, H-U-M, hum. It's a way to connect and strengthen your connection to your soul. So, Om on the inhalation and hum on the exhalation. If where you are, you're very comfortable and you want to continue your practice here of either like relaxation with the mantra Om Hum, or maybe you're sitting in meditation position and want to continue, just do it. Well, in the class now.